I took 2 trades this morning on the ES4 Renko on 12/13/2011. I put an arrow in at the first trade right here. This is today's open and it's yesterday's close, so it gapped up today. On in the second bar that was plotted is where I went long. The swing cycle VB was green, was moving up, and was just about to cross the variable band right here when I entered this trade. It was already in an up triangle. The DIX had moved up. Here was green, and the linear regression slope and R square were both moving up and both crossing this trigger bar right here. The trigger bar for the linear regression slope is this white 0 line, and the trigger bar for the R square is at 0.4, and so they were both moving up, indicating an upward trend. Also, the Bollinger Band differential oscillator was above its 0 line, indicating an uptrend, and the indicator line was above the Bollinger Bands right here. The midline dashes were green, so everything lined up to indicate a long trade right in here. I exited the trade over here where I put in this red triangle. It was a 5-point profit on this trade, and you can see where I ended the trade. It's at 12:43 right here, and I like to use this horizontal price line, this little fine dash line that goes across the chart, and this indicator comes with NinjaTrader, and so I find it very useful. So this was a 5-point trade that I got out of when there was a squeeze start to appear here, and also in the Bollinger Band differential oscillator the bands started to come together here as it was forming a squeeze, and also the DIX had turned red and started moving down. The linear regression slope was also moving down toward its 0 line. So I thought this was a good place to take profits on the first trade of the morning. Now here's the second trade of the morning. You can see where the first trade ended up here, and I ended that intra-bar before this red bar formed right here, and you can see this squeeze that had started when I exited the first trade. Now I didn't get in this trade until the third bar here. Now there was about 4 minutes of time between when this bar formed and when this bar formed. So I had about 4 minutes to think about this trade, whether to take it or not right here. And two things decided me on taking the trade. Number one, I thought I'll pick up a couple points if it just goes to where today's open is and bounces off that, so I could get out of the trade there. So there was a little bit of space there where I could pick up a point or two of profit. Also, the swing cycle VB by this time had turned red and was way down here, so that was a good indication to me that it was going to be a tradable down move. Now what gave me some doubts was the fact that the DMI differential was still green and was still a little distance above the dots. The dots had turned red right in here. This was the first red dot right where I entered the trade, but I was a little bit hesitant because very often this will turn around up here, and the red dots don't indicate a downtrend, they just indicate a bias to the downside. But the linear regression slope was moving down here and was just crossing below its 0 trigger line right here, which would indicate a down move of the equity. Also, the indicator line on the Bollinger Band differential oscillator had crossed below the Bollinger Bands right here, and there was a little squeeze or a narrowing right here of the this Bollinger Band differential indicator. So and then on the next bar, the midline turned red and it started down. Of course, this was still well above its zero line, and generally speaking, you're still in an uptrend until it goes below its zero line. Well, I got in the trade here and was somewhat surprised to find it just went right on through this resistance here, or rather support here, at today's open, and actually it went down to yesterday's close, where it seemed to hit some support there. So that's where I exited the trade for a 9-point profit. So there were a total of 14 points profit this morning between the two trades. Now you can see over here right after, in fact on the next bar, I think it was after I entered this trade, the linear regression slope was moving down and the R-squared was moving up. The trigger line of the R-square is hidden behind the zero line right here. The R-square continued on up and went above its 0.7 zero line here, and when it crosses above the 0.7, that indicates a strong trend, be it up or be it down, doesn't tell you which, but any time that indicator is above 0.7 here, that'll indicate a strong trend. So it was a profitable morning and the second very good day to start the week. So there was a total of 14 points profit this morning. If you'd like to learn more about these indicators, please visit my website, ninjaindicatorsforyou.com.